Alrighty, everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So we are gonna be going what we're gonna have for upcoming week, or just in less than how many hours? Let's say 20 hours. So we're gonna be getting some new content. We're gonna be finally getting a Gundam Battle Festival banner instead of a Super Sokai. So we shall see if they are still gonna be continuing to drop those 40% trade, or those are only limited to those Super Sokai. I guess it's not really right, because last time we got the urgent battle of the what is it, the P-type full armor unicorn, that does come with 40% trait. So I can just kind of presume right now that moving forward, they'll continue to drop one part that has at least a 40% trait. So in terms of upcoming event, we have the TR Project Unit 2 over here. So we got another Hazel unit over here. So this is actually called Hazel 2. So we just quickly switch over to the internet over here. So shout out to the Gundam Wiki over here. So here's another one of your Hazel unit over here. So this is the R8121. That's Gundam TR1 Hazel 2 over here. So this is a mobile pursuit from the Gundam Universe Century timeline appear in the advance of Zeta. So there's a lot of, let's say, this the TR1 variant. So I think over the course of this game, they continue to drop these TR1, just the Hazel unit from the advance of Zeta in terms of like different variations. So in terms of like the overall details of the unit, I'm not really gonna go too much into it. So I just wanted to let you guys know that what my assumption is for, like, let's say the series of the advance of Zeta, they'll just continue to pump out a lot of these into like the warfare suit, which is fine, right? Definitely a good, good stuff to be having. In terms of some, weaponry, we can just kind of expect. Do they even tell us what kind of weaponry we're getting? Let me just kind of take a look into the game. Like, let me switch back right now. Let me see. I'm pretty sure they should tell us, right? Let's see, where is the TR2 or the Hazel 2 unit? Oh, this is actually the early unit, so we actually gonna get the Beam Saber, Gem Rifle, Shield, and then Booster Shield. Oh my gosh. So keep that in mind. We are looking at this again in the perspective of, let's say, the bingo set as well. So this might be another one of those bingo set you might want to skip, depending on like how else the word tag, what are the portrait, what are the EX skill, because this might be another one you're expensive, let's say, bingo sets we're looking at. So that is that, right? So it should be a little bit expensive, but in terms of, let's say, multiplier, it's not going to be that good of a, let's say, multiplier week as well either. So it's a little bit of a mix, because a lot of these two over here are, actually some standards, so it's not looking too bad at all. But you do have some Sokais like the O, you got the Zeta over there as well. So in terms of what are we gonna be getting, or before going to that, the event, the TR Project Unit 2 will be available starting from September 7, 8 p.m. And then we are going to be getting the treasure coins over here. So whenever they drop the treasure token or the treasure missions over here, that is the time where you can say to yourself, this is a week where you can just say you don't really have to summon on, because there's not going to be that additional the event point achievement in the achievement page. Usually when they have these, you get the capitals, you get all the resources from the token mission. So this week around, you can say to yourself, maybe a week to just kind of like go into hibernation and say, all right, this is not a week for me to summon on. Maybe I'll wait for something else. But before talking about what we're gonna like, before saying, oh, I want to save up for horrors, let's see what we are going to be getting for next week's Gundam Battle Festival parts. In terms of what we're going to be getting, we are going to be getting the hot Scramble Gundam over here. So we were talking about what is the unit over here, like why are we getting a hot Scramble Gundam as like a Soka or a Gundam Battle Festival. And then we have a big announcement over here in terms of this banner. Just look at this banner over here. We are getting another one of your alternative attribute for a unit that we have exist in game already. So we got the Justice Gundam in game right now. So it's funny that they say down here alteration available for a limited time. Bonus alteration to big fragment per 10x capsules. I'm not sure if they were ever gonna release a, let's say, Gundam Battle Festival or a Sokai tier part as a 1-to-1 scale, because I don't remember if they would actually label this like a 1-to-1 scale, Gundam or whatever. So this is something that we will need to see. So you guys see that from the perfect, not the perfect, the full armor unicorn. It's not a big scale. It's just actually a beefier version of what we have already. And then this time around for this Justice Gundam over here, I I want to assume that they'll perfect like a melee version of it, because currently the one we have in game is more of like a dual type build. They give it like ace exclusive, close combat, and high mobility, which is more of like a wonky war stat. Obviously, it fits the overall theme because I think the only one that actually piloted to Justice is only Adder and Zala. So you can technically say it's an ace exclusive, but you know that in game ace exclusive does not actually boost melee. So hopefully this time around they'll definitely do a little bit of a better mashup. Probably it's not gonna have pro tag for sure, right? But whenever they drop a alternative version of the Freedom Gundam, expect some extremely powerhouse with that guy. I'm probably not gonna be using pro tag. Probably gonna be like exclusively all out shooting based unit. In terms of pilots, also over here, we have these as well over here. Another one from your double series, and then we have LMB Berserk Mo from the G Gundam series over here. So I do want to do a little bit of a sidetrack going back to the Gundam wiki over here. Just talking about what is the hot Scramble Gundam over here. So the hot Scramble Gundam is a component that appears in the Gundam Build Fighter Amazing Ready. So this unit is built and piloted by the Meijin Kawa G3. As you guys do already know that we have a Scramble Gundam exist in game already. So this is more like, you know, like I said, based on the Scramble Gundam itself. This Gundam is designed by Meijin Kawachi at the request of the Nails over here. So it's that one fellow that piloted the Astray, Sengoku Astray. While the Scramble Gundam boasts high mobility, so is that a tech we are going to be getting? Possibly, right? If we just kind of assume from what is right here, less offensive capability due to its small assortment of weapon. Therefore, Fin Funnel were added to give the hot Scramble Gundam an offensive capability that can take full advantage of the Gundam mobility. So can they potentially drop a high firepower for this one over here? Can't say for sure, but in terms of some armament you can kind of expect, so I'm going to refer back to the game obviously because they actually did tell us what are we going to be getting. We got a Vulcan gun set over here, Beam Saber Beam Rifle, Buster Beam Rifle. That one should be from, I think it's a formation using the Fin Funnel. We also have a Fin Funnel set from the like all these over here. They're also going to be getting a shield. So this kit is more of like an actual new Gundam added on to the Scramble Gundam. So why don't they just call it the new Scramble? I don't know. In terms of the image over here or special givens over here, you have the Wings of Light over here. But we can just kind of go down to some image pictures we have over here. So this unit, in terms of the hot Scramble, is nothing new already. It appears in the SD Gundam Generation Genesis already. I think it also appeared in, let's say, oh, they actually did a gunpla for it over here, which I don't think it was ever released, but it is an existing gunpla already, but it was just never released. So here's just more action-packed stuff you can see from here. So that is that, right? So we can just kind of hop back into the game right now and see what they will actually be dropping. So let's really just take a look at the over here. So in terms of what we're gonna be getting, we are gonna be getting Beam Saber, a B rifle, and then a shield over here. So there's gonna be around 8 parts to be 74. So quite a lot, I was saying. But in terms of the Infinite Justice, whoops. In terms of the Justice this time around, they're only dropping the shield, so you're looking at around 6 parts, which is a lot more reasonable. So I'm just not really sure how they'll build that out. So let's actually go back in to the actual game as I kind of build up the Scramble Gundam we have in game ready. Just kind of do a little bit of a speculation, or putting my thinking head on right now. So let's actually take a look at the Infinite Justice as well. So Infinite Justice, why do I keep saying Infinite Justice? I don't actually have the Justice head, so I use the Infinite Justice head as a placeholder now, so don't take that into consideration in terms of like what kind of word tag you can be looking at. So let's actually skip out the head part over here. You are looking at ace exclusive as 5 parts already, high mobility, and also you do have close combat. I don't actually have the beam rifle. I don't think it drops the beam rifle, but I believe it does drop a rifle, which I don't currently own myself. So that is that, right? So in terms of this one, they are trying to go for like a melee build for this one over here, but unfortunately it was just not that much of a success while what they were trying to do. I think overall to Justice in game right now, this lacks the most important portrait wise, and that even the word tech is not the most stable for like a melee build. I think the only part you can, basically you can't really use any of these parts reliably for like a melee build, because there's a hamstring right there of a ace exclusive. So I'll say right now what they're trying to do with these alternative version is just basically make whatever the older stuff, like the ones that are bad already, to just kind of remake it into like a better version. So That is one way for them to extend the game longevity. I mean, by all means, you don't have to summon for it, right? If you guys don't like the Infinite Justice or the Justice right here, by all means, always summon for something you like rather than something that holds like the high stats, the best part trace and all that, etc. Right? So I don't even foresee them to do another like additional types of like different EX skill, because if we take a look at the Full Armor Unicorn, they did nothing in terms of like replacing, let's say, some good portrait or some good EX skill. But one thing I can just kind of guesstimate right now, because when we take a look at the Full Armor Unicorn, they went out of the way to switch the NTD, the new type, Destroyer Awakening skill from the head to the chest. So assuming this one is gonna be like a heavily based melee unit, what they will actually do is swap out the boomerang from this one over here to like an actual portrait, because like the most important thing in a melee build is gonna be the arm, and then it's gonna be the melee weapon. So that is something I can foresee them doing, that just to make this guy a little bit better in terms of what it's doing. In terms of the Scramble Gundam over here, I don't actually have everything in game, or I don't have the arm exactly, but this is basically just the same model itself. The backpack is going to be replaced with some fin funnels and all that good stuff. So we can see a high chance of this one being another one of your, let's say, they may have transformer for sure. High firepower may be another good option. For computer, something you may be looking at as well, depending on how they build it. But in terms of some EXQ base, I'm not sure if they will do another Rampage, because Rampage in this game is probably one of the better EXQ in terms of like a standard EXQ to be using. This one, this is awakenable EXQ, and plus you also do get some attack buff by 20%. So this is like definitely one of the better standard weapon to be using in terms of like let's say using an arena and all that good stuff over here. Not bad overall. So in terms of the last unit, I do want to quickly talk about with you guys over here is actually whenever they do drop like a treasure mission, they always come along with like a rerun of a arena suit. So this time around, it should be the Strike Rouge IWS pack of time to get its rerun and alteration. What's good about this unit, I think probably everyone know at this point in time, is going to be the Strike Rouge Bash pack. This one ideally is like one of the more everlasting EXQ to be using in arena. This is more like a fast-paced EXQ to be using, high damage dealing from a standard parts, or this is you can say free-to-play parts over here. Just for whatever reason, how they build this with like a D pierce and B plus power. This one explodes in arena. I don't know, like this, how many rounds it's actually shooting. What is the damage capability? This one is just definitely up there. So this one is another unit that we can expect to get an alteration, a permanent alteration to be exact. Because when it did when it dropped it, the mobile Ghost Somo, that one actually drops as permanent. So this is another unit that you can expect to get this alteration this time around. So here's the word tag you'll be looking at. So you do see a lot of assortment that is looking at the commander tag over here. So this one is definitely something good. For example, let's say you want to work on that word tag or the word grade of the commander because you want to prepare for a better shooting build. This one is definitely a part 2, probably just probably form up. By no means you don't have to upgrade everything to that level 90 to be exact. I would say probably just get your material, wait until you really need it, then upgrade it. So that is that. I think that is the news. I just want to cover it right here. So we do have a lot. I think right now on Twitter, as I'm recording this, I just kind of saw the Japanese version of the Twitter. I think they're actually dropping another set of 200 capsule tickets in terms of like the standard pool one. This information can be changed at any time, so when I'm saying this right now, it can be subject to change. So depending on like, I'm probably gonna cover it once it actually drop, maybe tomorrow, or I think what I saw is gonna be dropping on the Japanese time, September 8th. So I think when it actually drop, I'll cover that once again. So just letting you guys know in advance right now. So with that being said, this should be pretty much it for what we have in upcoming update. So we can expect to have more stuff coming out as the week progresses. So with that being said, that should be pretty much it. And then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.